Are you ready to be shocked?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as a frame of reference, this is at no point putting down anyone's build on YouTube. So right here we have a Moxy build for an ultimate bunny. His HP is somewhere around 10,000 plus. His skill power is 11,000 plus, and his defense is about 4,000 plus. Most of the damage that he's getting here for the bunny build is going to come through front lines, the skill concentration, emergency measures, and skill insight. This is the typical ultimate bunny build with high voltage, and it is going to be focused around mainly crit damage. Now you have the spear and shield and the HP amplification in there just to give you a little bit of defense, and the overall components that he's using for this build are more or less just to build up some sense of survivability, but it isn't a set altogether, right? You can check out Moxy's video there on YouTube. Now when we go and examine a bunny build, what we're going to be getting into, we're going to be comparing 3 different builds, starting with this Moxy build and talking about it and going over someone else's build, so up to 3 different builds before we get to my build in the full comparison. All these builds are viable for bunny builds, but I wanted to put this out there so that you guys will know the frame of reference of what type of build you're looking for bunny, or when it comes to ultimate bunny. My build on this video is a bunny build. Now we have the Vasho cow. His overall skill power for this build maxed at about 87,000, and he's using some of the newer mods in here with electric amplification, singular amplification, but he has a good balance here of HP and range, along with another high voltage build. To offset the cost for his skills, he is using the MP collector along with a Slayer set. Now this does put out a significant amount of damage with this high voltage bunny build, and it has a good amount of HP and defense, 10,000 defense along with 6,000 HP, which is respectable, with 1,000 plus shields. Now what we're going to get from this high voltage and electric amplification, we're not getting any crits here unlike the previous build before, but we are getting a lot of damage. But he also has the increased HP on here, and that will give him some survivability. Last but not least, we have Elisa TFD, right? I hope I said that right. And it's another high voltage ultimate bunny build with the front lines skill insight and the skill expansion on top of there, but they focus a little bit more on conserving their energy. The overall build does have a HP pool of 3,000, skill power of 18,000, and defense of 8,000. Now again, all of this is to put into perspective of what these builds run and what makes a good bunny build. We are going to round out some things here about understanding bunny and what in its totality makes a bunny able to survive, so that bunny isn't on her knees all the time waiting for someone to revive them. With an HP pool of 3,000 to 4,000, you're looking to get revived quite a lot, so you got to be a bit of a skilled player. Having defense in the 8,000s or below is going to really make it difficult for you to survive out there. Most of these crit builds are kill first, ask questions later, more of a mobbing type build. So overall, if I was to say which one had the best build on here, then I would say then it would be the Vassal Cow, or Vassal Cow. I don't know how to say his name, but he makes the best ultimate bunny build, because overall what we're looking at is what bunny needs is a high HP pool of 3,000 plus. That's at base. Next, our bunny needs a base skill power of 15,000 plus. Again, if you're doing HP, you're going to want to shoot for more than 3,000, and a modest defense of 8,000 plus. This is going to get you in the door of building a good bunny. So this is where your stats should start off when you are looking at your components and comparing them to your overall build before you start putting the modifications and stuff on your bunny. With the stats at base just like this, you are going to be able to run some 250% type of dungeons, but maybe not the 400% types of dungeons, because if you do get caught in a bad situation, then you are going to go down. The type of bunny build that I like to build, or the one that I do have built here, it does use the complete Supernova set. The complete Supernova set focuses mainly on getting that set 4 activated, with the auxiliary power focused on HP. Now we want the max amount of HP that we can get there at 800. Then we have the sensor, and we're mainly focused on the MP recovery in combat. This is going to offset some of the things that we're going to encounter when running our bunny. Next we have the MP recovery modifier, and we are maximized out on defense. Well, not maximized out on it, but we are doubled down on it because we need as much defense as possible. Then we are going to go with the processor with another defense, and that's going to stack our bunny up for a good amount of defense. But getting that toxic resist is key here, as bunny's biggest weakness is running into toxic, because a lot of things that are weak against bunny are the toxic type of enemies. Next we're going to go over what type modules that I am running on my bunny, and this is going to be the electric condense type of build. We're going with the stim accelerant along with the psychological victory, as I do not like going down, but we are also getting that MP recovery modifier plus 13%. Again, this is going to offset some of the things that we have going on in our build. I am running the standard focus on electric, and that's going to give us that skill cooldown along with the electric skill power, further boosting our electrical radius as we're using the electric condense. I like to go with the narcissism because I do feel like it is fit for bunny, it is set for bunny, but I don't like that the skill cooldown gets increased by plus 3% for every second, so I really have to build into that skill cooldown to offset the negatives that come with narcissism. Next we have the time distribution to focus on that skill cooldown, but also giving us that little bit of bump in HP that we are going to be missing with a full Supernova set. By no means is the full Supernova set the end all beat all of great things. I want to say that the Slayer set is going to be the better choice there, but I do like the electrical shocks. Now going back to the narcissism, the time distribution versus the narcissism knocks that down just a little bit. We're going with the basic skill extension, increasing the skill duration so we get no negative effects there, and the regular skill expansion so we get no negative effects there. Again, I'm going with the standard singular skill power modifier, and the skill cooldown added on top of that is really going to give us back those little bits of seconds that we need in order to keep refreshing our electrical circle that we got going on with our bunny. Maximized conservation is going to offset that skill cost even more than we already have with narcissism, so overall giving us about a 65% type of energy cost reduction when we get at a full sprint. We are more than likely never getting at a full sprint like continuously, but we're getting there most of the time with increased HP along to further increase our survivability for this build. So overall I am sitting over those base numbers when it comes to my bunny, so that when I do end up taking big hits, you're going to have to kill me outright, or I'm going to be able to recover that HP fast enough so that the enemies doesn't really take me down, and I can be there for everybody else in the party. I can run over there and get that revive. I can run out of danger if I want to, or I can actually run to the mana or health balls that be laying on the ground so that I can replenish my reserves in order to stay in the fight. Now my shields are sitting at about somewhere like 1,000 to 1,100, but it's just a little mitigation against the enemies, but it's not the end all beat all of my survivability. It's the high HP along with the high defense that keeps this bunny build in the fight. So hopefully you guys did enjoy that perspective of looking at the 3 different most popular builds there on YouTube and figuring out how you want to build your bunny. You can go back in my video and pause it and record mine, or go back and look at any of the other YouTubers that I have put there on here. And again, they all have fantastic builds, but I am not as good as Moxy, so I can't run his build. I will probably end up going down a lot, and I couldn't probably run Elisa's build. I would probably run Vashalcal's build if if I was going to do anything. It has high survivability, it has high damage, but I'm not a fan of the Slayer set, so I probably would still opt out of the Slayer set and go still with Supernova. But again, it mitigates that crit, and that is the overall direction I think that the game's going into, where they want to take out full crit builds in order to give people other options in doing that amount of damage. This is going to work out great for Blair, probably work out great for Freyna. Everything that has damage over time is probably going to work out great for, while putting those crit builds in Sharon's hands and putting them in Haley's hands. Just those Descendants alone that have the high skill ceiling for crits, and not making every Descendant focused around one singular skill set. You know what I mean? So hopefully, thank you guys for watching. Hitting the like button really helps out this channel. Like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.